I'm Leslie, and I've been through a journey of self-development, overcoming challenges such as anxiety, unemployment, getting through divorce, while adapting to a new country, in this case, Germany. I want to share my experiences with you because I know how it feels like to struggle with no hope. But I have learned that patience, love, and perseverance are key. And I am here to show you that it's possible to overcome these challenges. Especially for today, I want to talk about closure, finding closure, and start a new chapter in your life again. I'm gonna share my experience, my point of view, and at the same time, I would love it if you share your experiences as well. After watching this video, it'll be great. Also, if you let me know, also write it down, which steps you're gonna take after watching this video in order to finally find closure in your life, start a new chapter in your life and move on. So how to find closure? I want to talk about this because I'm going through this right now. Actually, almost like getting through closure right now in this very present moment. And I know for many people that's something that's very difficult. For me, it was like many months, weeks, I don't know, a lot of time that I was really trying to get closure, and even thought I followed the steps that I thought they were the right steps. I did everything I thought it was right. I still could not find closure in my life. I was like, I'm still kind of like feel trapped in that kind of cycle and that circle, and I cannot really, I got the feeling, or I had the feeling that I still could not move on. So if you feel like this, in this kind of situation where you're trapped, even if you know in your head, like, okay, those are the steps, but it's not working, then listen to this video, because I was through a similar situation, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna tell you how to move forward, to move on with your life for once and for good, start a new chapter and find closure. Finally. So the first thing I think is very important to find closure, it's mandatory, and I think that's the key, is clarity. To find clarity. And when I talk about clarity, I mean two different kinds of clarity. So there's this type of clarity that's what I'm gonna explain right now, and the other one that is more about the real solution that is going to help you move forward and find closure and really move on. So the first type of clarity is something I have talked in my previous videos, and I have talked about it a lot, and it's more about a whole process that you have to keep in mind, and it includes different things, starting from understanding the situation. And that gives you clarity. That's the clarity you're gonna have at the beginning. And you have to understand what's going on, what happened. In order to find closure, you have to understand what's happening within you. Maybe you don't have to understand everything and know everything. Okay, like this person did this, that because of this. No, that's not what I mean. But from your perspective, from how you feel, and from an objective point of view, it's important to understand what happened. So you see it, get out of the situation, go up and then observe the situation from a different point of view and say, okay, this is what happened. I was there in that situation, and this is what happened to me. And this is what happened to people around, that's what they were doing, and the situation was about this and that. And I felt like this because of different reasons. So that's the first point I want to talk about that gives you clarity and helps you find closure. But that's just one of the parts to find clarity, like one of the first things you have to do. The other thing is about accepting the situation, accepting it. And that accepting, surrendering also makes part of it, right? It also involves two different steps. So the first one is forgiving. When you forgive, as also I talk about in the video about forgiving to find real love. And forgiving is so important. If you want to be happy in your life, you have to first forgive the people involved in that situation, the people that hurt you, the people that had you trapped in that situation. as a victim, or the people that, I don't know, that had influence on that, and you let these people have power over you. It could be they didn't want to hurt you, could be that it was not these people's fault, it could be that it was their fault. Whatever it was, you have to forgive. Be willing to forgive, but by heart. And not just these people, but also yourself. If you made a mistake, or if you didn't do anything, or were not able to reach out to them or do something, and that's why you're hitting yourself and beating up yourself all the time, over and over, you have to just drop it. Forgive yourself. Not until you do it, you're not gonna be able to accept the situation, understand it completely, and move on. So that's part of the process. Then the other way to be able to accept the situation and surrender is to be grateful. And once you forgive, once you understand the situation, once you go through that process, you find things to be grateful for. And you are like, okay, now this happened, actually it wasn't that bad, and I forgive. Now everything I feel is love, and I got very good things from that, and I'm grateful for that. What happened? Yeah, I don't know, maybe it was a very difficult situation, someone hurt me, or I lost my job, or my business went bankrupt, or I lost a lot of money, and that at the end was a situation where I could learn a lot, and I'm grateful for it, because of that I learned, I grew as a person, and I have evolved, and that's not gonna happen again, not that way. I'm a better person right now, so that's why you're grateful now. It's important. So once you find forgiveness and you're grateful as well, it's like part of the process. It's automatically almost like you accept it. You accept it. You say, yeah, that's how it is. What happened? I don't know. Someone cheated on me. Yeah, that's what happened. I took it personal. Maybe it was not personal. Whatever. It's fine. That's what happened. Maybe I had to deal with it. Maybe there was something I did bad, I did not support the other person, or I disregarded the other person, or I didn't respect it, or I don't know, whatever. Maybe there's something, of course, I did not, right? But it's okay, I learned about it. I learned about the other person. There were red flags at the beginning I did not want to recognize. There's many things, many things, and then once you accept the situation, you say, yes, this is what happened. It's okay. Sometimes it hurts to accept it, and it's difficult sometimes for your ego to accept things and say, hey, yeah, I got rejected. Yes, I got cheated on. I was not the chosen one. Not for the job, not for this business, not for this person, not for this friendship, whatever. And many other different kinds of examples in our lives. And because of that situation, of those kind of situations, we cannot find closure. But not until we really understand, go through that process, forgive, accept, be grateful, all of that. Not until we go through that, it's not really gonna be easy for us to move on and find closure, the closure we're looking for. But what happens? Okay, let's say you did this first step that involves these few steps to find clarity about your past, about what happened, about the whole situation, how you're feeling like that. You know, it's more about perspective, overall perspective from the whole situation. That's the clarity, first type of clarity you need. But what happens? Has it happened to you, maybe to some of you, that you find that type of clarity and still you feel like you cannot really get out of that situation? You still kind of like still struggle to find closure? Has it happened to you, or is it happening to you? If yes, then please write it down and let me know why, what is going on. We're here to support each other, and then we get to know more about different people's experiences and share how we feel, what's going on. We are able to understand that we are not alone. We are not alone, and it's okay. Closure, it's something that, like I said before, is something that it's not necessary for you to find closure. It's not necessary to understand everything. Just like what I said, like dealing like in general perspective, objectively, the situation and how you feel of yourself. That's gonna help a lot, and the process of forgiveness, everything. But if you've gone through all of that and still you struggle to find closure and you're like, I cannot move on with my life, I don't understand why, I'm fine, it's like I forgave and I'm still like kind of trapped in that situation, and I still keep thinking about the past. Are you in that situation? Because if you are, I was, and in order to get out of that, and I understood that like a while ago, not that long ago, and a different type of clarity is needed. What type of clarity? Yes, we have the clarity about the past, about what happened, but we also need to move forward, right? How are you going to move forward? And for that thing, that's important. You have to keep moving, right? You cannot start a new chapter in your life and find closure here if you don't move, if you don't start something. And what do you need in order to start something new? You need clarity. What kind of clarity? The clarity that really moves you forward. What do you want to do with your life? What is it? Okay, you finished a chapter. Okay, but if you don't have clarity about what you want to do, you're going to be trapped doing the same things over and over, and at the same time, you're going to be trapped in the same situation, feeling like you haven't had closure because you're still doing the same. So actually, even if you understand things, what you're doing doesn't align with what you're feeling and thinking in your head. So in order to change that, you have to act. You have to do something. And if you don't know what to do, then think about it. You have to figure out what you want in life. What is it that you want to do? That's just one part. It's also important to know who you want to be. Do you want to be? Do you want to be the same victim person or person that was like being trapped in that situation? No, right? How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself in 2, 3, 5 months? Make an image of yourself in the future and be it. Act upon it. Be that person. Have clarity. That's what you need, and that's key. If you don't know what you want in life, if you don't know where you're moving to, where you're heading to, if you don't know who is the person you want to be or you want to become, who is the person you are proud of and you're happy with in your skin, if you don't know that, you stay where you are, and that's why you cannot find closure. You have to move, you have to do something, and that's why it's very important to find that type of clarity. Clarity about you, not just about the future, because one thing is to think about the future. What do you want? Who do you want to become, right? Why is important, right? Like important to find the reason why and understand why you want to be, not just because, I want to be a business owner, just because, whatever. No, really try to find that thing you want to do. And yes, it's very important. It's very important because once you figure out what you want and who you want to become, in the future, you find clarity and you find a vision in your life, right? Like, this is what I want to do. This is myself in, 2, 3, 5 months. Then you can think about, like, in a year, how it's going to be like, right? And it's not just about the future. But that also gives you clarity about the present. And that's the most important. Because thinking about the person you want to be, you just have to act like that person and start really own it. Be that person. Do the things that you see yourself doing in the future. Start doing it. Become that person. Be it. That's why it's very important to have clarity, because it's not just about the future, it's the present. In order to get there, you have to start in the present. And from that moment, once you figure that out, you start really moving forward, moving on with your life. And you realize that you're finding closure, that you're moving. You're starting a new chapter and you're like, wow, now it's flowing, it's moving, And it's so nice, so amazing when that happens. So what if you do not know what to do? Or you have no idea who you want to be, or what is it that you want in life, you're confused, you just don't know, have no idea. It could happen. It has happened to me as well. Struggled for a very long time to find purpose in my life. And it was not easy. Sometimes you just need time for it to figure it out. It cannot be something that you decide right away. So if you are also in that situation when you do not know what to do, what you want from life, who you want to be, you see yourself or you think about the future 3, 5, or 6 months later, and you cannot really picture yourself. You don't have, like, it's confusing for you. If you're in that situation, that's also part of the reasons why you are not be able or have not been able to move on and find closure in your life. If you find yourself in that situation, do something. It doesn't matter what, but do something different. Don't stay in the same situation you are, because you're gonna stay there and you're not gonna find closure. You're not gonna be able to move on in your life. You're not gonna be able to start a new chapter because you're doing the same things over and over and over. So start changing things in your life. Do something. Choose something to do that you like. Even if it's like, oh, that's my dream or that's what I really want to do. Like, choose something that you enjoy, something that you feel like doing it. Listen to yourself, to your intuition. What do you feel like doing that really makes you feel happy, that it makes you a better person, that you feel proud of and makes you feel happy, good with yourself? Choose something. There's something for sure. So choose something, at least one thing, and start doing that. And start moving and start doing it. Do something. And little by little, your life's it's gonna start changing. Little by little, like you're gonna be, okay, one action, there's something, I don't know if it's actually what I wanna be in my life or what I wanna do in the future, but I feel good with this. I'm changing this. So do something, change things in your life. If your life is not good the way you want it now, change it. Because if you keep doing things over and over the same way you have done them, it's going to be the same. You have to change your situation if you want your situation to change. And how do you change your situation? You change yourself, right? You start doing things differently. I don't know, like you want to be more proactive, more healthy, go to the gym, do more exercise, do this kind of sport that you like. Or if it's with more people, like get friends together, go do some sport and start with that. Create a routine in your life that really motivates you, makes you feel a better person, and that makes you feel good. Start from that. Then once you have done that, you can start doing something else, and then like something else. Little by little, things are gonna change, but focus on those changes and do that. Move. Just don't stay as you are in your situation, because then you're gonna be trapped forever. It's gonna be years and years where you have been trying to find closure and you cannot do it, because how? If you don't change your situation, if you keep acting the same, things are not gonna change. So that's something I learned from my own experience. I have told you before, and I always like sharing in my videos. From my own experience, I recently got through this process of closure. As you know, or as some of you might know, and I have told you in different videos, I have gone through divorce, and after my divorce was very difficult. I went through 2 years of anxiety, difficult situations, trying to find myself again, find purpose in my life, right? There were so many things, and it was so difficult. And at the end of those 2 years, I was really trying to find closure. I was like, come on, it's 2 years. And I made a lot of progress, a lot. Like every time I would be better. I have improved so much and learned so much and grown so much. But it came a point in my life where I was really like, I felt that it was enough. And I was like, hey, it's enough, you know? Like 2 years of grieving. And still, I kind of felt I still had like some patterns, some behaviors that were like still part from the past. And I was like, you know, like I still have to find kind of closure, like to move on from the whole situation, not just like from the divorce, but from the whole anxiety situation. Also, I told you about the person I met after my divorce, and 2 years later I met that person again, and I kind of felt like weird because I thought he would be interested, and I really thought he was interested, but then I realized he wasn't, and all that stuff, and all those kind of little things. All of that adds to my whole story of 2 years, grieving, anxiety after my divorce. That's a whole journey of 2 years. And it came to a point where, like, it's enough. 2 years, enough. I have grown enough. I have learned what I needed to learn. What really think that helped, that made me find closure and really change my life. Like, once I understood that, was really made the decision to, hey, this is what I want to do in my life. I want to start focusing 100% sure more on doing this, on my personal projects. I like it making videos because that really makes me feel very happy. And if it gets like a good message to people, if it brings impact to some people, that's something that really makes me very happy. And I want to keep working on more things. I got like personal projects to work on. So once I changed that identity in my head, and I was like, yeah, 100%, that's what I want. That's what I want to do. That's me. In the future, now I'm working on it, and that's what I'm becoming right now. And that's it. That's what I want to do. And I made that image in myself, in my head, every day. And once I really thought about it, and I made the decision, like, 100%, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do. And how I want to do it, I don't know exactly, but I'm doing it. I'm doing things. And I made the decision. As soon as I made the decision, it's like I'm in a new chapter in my life. Like I feel I got closure. Even if I don't understand many things that happen, you don't have to understand everything. I learned what I had to learn. And that was chapter in my life. And now it's over. And I'm really into the other one. I'm really looking forward to my future and working on the things I want to do. And it makes me so, so happy. Waking up every day, not thinking about the past anymore, or the problems I had, or how I felt, but being excited, happy, and motivated about the things I want to do in the future. What is my next step? What I'm going to do? How I'm doing this? Who I'm really becoming? Is it really good? Is it working fine? What else I have to improve or work on? So many things. And when I really understood that, it really made a huge difference. And why? Also, once you figure out what you want to do, who you want to be, find the reason why. Why you want to do that. That's going to give you all the answers you need. So, if you have been struggling to find closure, follow those steps. Think about the future. Maybe if you don't know exactly what to do, like I said, do something. And maybe what you can start thinking about, you can do it now. Write down, if you want, in the comments as well, please write down how you see yourself in the future. Let's put it 2 or 3 months. Let's put 5 or 6 months. How do you see yourself within that frame of time? How? What are you going to do? Answer why. And also write how can you start right now, from this moment, from today, to be that person. Feel that person, be that person, do what this person does. Start from today. What steps can you take? What can you do? What does this person do? Do something and start from today. Write it down and choose something, one thing that you can start with today and do it. And then I'm sure you're going to be able to find your closure, start the new chapters in your life, find your new identity. Your life is great. Your life is full of so many surprises, of so many beautiful things waiting ahead of you. Just make the decision. Make the decision. Don't live in the past. Don't stay in that trap, in that situation you are. Change something. Act. Move. There's a future for you, and the future for you, your future, starts with the present, right now, with what you start doing right now, in this moment. So write it down, reflect upon that, and start acting. Choose what to do, and start doing it. So that's all for today. Hope you guys really find closure, and that my insights or point of view experience could help you somehow. understand your situation better, take like some steps in your life or make a decision. We'd be happy to know about that. And well, thank you so much for watching and hope to see you in a different video. Love you.